last year, I shared that I was on a no buy year and I set myself the challenge to buy no clothes unless I was replacing, no books, no cosmetics, or no extravagant gifts. And I'm happy to say that I didn't spend a single thing, and my total cost for the whole year was £0. So that's all I got for this video. No, I'm joking. I'm gonna get into all the dirty details of my spending last year, so clutch onto your wallets and let's go. Also, I just want to mention that I've learned so much from this entire process, and I highly recommend it to anyone who's trying to change their spending habits or just try to save a bit more. But you know, I'll save all of my learnings and all of those details to the end of the video because I know you're all here for the numbers, so let's get into it. So, clothing. Last year I shared that in 2020 I spent a total of £2,050 on clothing in the entire year, and mind you, we were all in lockdown that year, so that is pretty low compared to what I would have spent in previous years. And this year I didn't quite manage to spend £0 on clothing, but let me show you what I bought. So the first thing I got were these jeans. These are just, they look massive. I'm petite, I'm like 5'2", but these are like wide leg jeans from ASOS. I actually had to buy these because I put on a lot of weight during lockdown. And I couldn't fit into any of my other jeans, and when we actually had to leave the house and begin to socialise again, I literally had no clothes, so I had no option but to buy these. But I think I only spent about £6 on these because I had gift credit with ASOS that was about to expire, so not too bad. Similarly, I also bought a smart pair of black wide leg trousers. I think those were £36. I also bought this black mini dress thingy from ASOS, which was £50, which I wasn't going to buy, but I realised I was wearing the same grey dress for every single like social outing where I couldn't wear jeans, and so I thought it was just time to buy a new dress. And I think you may have seen the dress if you watched my spending your birthday alone video. Let me get it for you 1 second. I think everyone and their dog has seen me in this dress, so yeah, I just thought it was time for a change. Also, I really need to wear more colour this year. The original price of that black dress was £50, but I found a discount code online that gave me 20% off, and I also bought through a cashback website which gave me another 8% off, so I think I spent a lot lower than that. I can't do the maths. Also, if you're an IBS and gluten intolerance girl like me, these flowy dresses are so great because you can just eat as much as you want and you don't have to worry about looking weird or looking pregnant in your clothes. The next thing I bought were these pyjamas, and these were just a replacement because my other ones were literally about to completely disintegrate. Does anyone else hold on to their comfy clothing until they literally cannot be worn anymore? Just me? And these were £40. They also came with a matching top, and if there's anything I regret buying this year, it's these pyjamas, because I found them online on like a small business shop on TikTok, but they aren't the best quality, and £40 is, you know, you can get really nice pyjamas for that price. So yeah, I'll probably just stick to buying my comfies in person where I can feel them. Yeah. The only other thing or things that I bought were 2 pairs of leggings and a sports bra from Tala, which is a sustainable gym wear brand, and I bought these because, like I said just now, I put on a lot of weight over the pandemic, so your girl has started to gym and I had no gym clothes, so those were a necessity, and those were £50 each, and the sports bra was another like £40 or £30. So in total, my clothing spend for 2021 was £247.50, which is actually nearly a 10 times decrease compared to the previous year, which I think is amazing. And you know, everything that I bought I actually really needed, and I've worn several times since purchasing. For full transparency, I did buy one or two other dresses, which then I later returned because I felt the quality wasn't quite right, or I wouldn't get as many wears out of them as I could with something like the black dress. And I'm fully aware that 90% of the things that I bought are from fast fashion brands. However, you know, the material and the quality of these things is pretty good, and I know I'll wear them a lot and wear them for years rather than wear them once and throw them away. And so even though they are fast fashion, I consider them to be sustainable for myself because I know I will wear them for a very long time. Okay, so moving on to books. Last year I said I wasn't going to buy any physical copies of books just because they take up a lot of space, clutter, and all of those good things, better for the environment. So how did I do? In 2020, I spent a total of £170 on books. And this year, well, let's just see what I did. Here are all the books that I read this year, minus a couple that I've lent out to friends. So I've got How to Not Die Alone, Happy Sexy Millionaire, A Random Walk Down Wall Street, The Power of Now, which changed my life, Lean In by Sheryl Sandberg, I've mentioned in a previous video, and Moment of Lift. Due to my amazing friends and family, most of them knew that I was on a buy year, so a lot of these books, actually all bar two of them, I bought through gift vouchers that I was given. So my personal spend was £30 for the entire year for books, which is pretty good. And you know the point I made around less clutter and less physical copies of books, I found that I actually prefer reading tangible copies of books rather than on my Kindle. I just found that I remember and digest the information much easier, and I just love like holding a book and the smell of a book. So I think this year I will revert back to buying physical copies of books, just because it's a more enjoyable experience. Also, I was listening to a podcast the other day, and apparently there's some research that shows that reading physical copies of books is actually more effective than reading things on a digital screen, just in the way our brain works and the way our brain reads things on a screen. So I found that very interesting. If I can find the research, I will link it down below for those of you who are interested. So moving on to gifts. Last year I spent £2,200 on gifts. So my rule for last year was not to completely cut out gifting, but more to just be a bit more mindful in what I'm buying. And you know, for a gift to be meaningful, it doesn't have to be extravagant. So you know, taking a more sensible approach to gifting. And another sub rule that I made is to not buy any gifts that were more extravagant than things or gifts that I would buy for myself. So how did I do? This year I spent £990 in the entire year, which is absolutely great. And I stuck to the rule of treating myself more, so more of that for me this year, please. And finally, makeup, perfumes, and all of that good stuff. So I think I did pretty well here too this year. The only things that I didn't buy that were a direct replacement were this discoloration serum from Good Molecules. This really helps even out my skin tone because I suffer from hyperpigmentation here and around here. If you're a brown girl, you know. And this was £12 and it's really been helping me. And the only other thing that I got was this perfume from Penhaligon's. It is just gorgeous. Just look at the packaging, it's like giving me life. I just bought this to treat myself. It is pretty pricey. It was £212, I think, but I just love how it smells and how it looks, and when I wear it, even if it's just a simple outfit and I just spray this on myself, I just feel so luxurious and it just lifts my mood. I wish you could smell this. It's like citrusy. Oh, it's so nice. But yeah, those are the only two things that I bought from a cosmetics perspective. And sorry, that was £200, not 212. So my total is £212. So altogether, my spending in 2021 on clothes, books, cosmetics, and gifts was, drumroll please, £1,479, which is absolutely incredible. And this is compared to the £4,670 that I spent in 2020, which itself was a year of lockdown. So that was modest in itself. So I'm really proud of myself. And the thing is, as you've seen, I probably could have been more frugal if I really, really wanted to, which is great. So what did I learn from this process? Well, there are three main things from this process that I will be taking into this year and beyond. Doing a no-buy year can significantly change your spending habits. I now spend out of necessity and utility rather than impulse buying or buying to impress others. I've become a lot more conscious about how I buy, the quality of what I'm buying, and how many uses I'll get out of the things that I'm buying. For the longest time, I've suffered with really, really extreme bloating. I'm talking like 8 months pregnancy level bloating, and I'd always buy clothes that were aspirational, that I think I would be able to fit into if I just stopped eating for a few days or changed my diet. And you know, we all know how that one goes. Or things that I'd buy and I'd wear and I'd feel really uncomfortable in. And you know, you can't be your best self when you're uncomfortable, so no more of that. Now I only buy clothing that I feel great in today and not for any future version of myself. Also, I now resell all of my clothing on Depop or Vinted, and last year by doing that I made an extra £1,000, which is amazing. The second learning that I will take into this year is that doing this process can save you a lot of money. You've already seen that compared to last year, all of these purchases that I made have saved me about £3,000 compared to the previous year. And if you add that to the £1,000 I made from selling my old clothes, that's an extra £4,000 with pretty much no effort. If you're used to buying lots of stuff, it can be tricky at first, but trust me, it does get easier, and it results in a significant mindset shift that you'll see trickle into other areas of your life. And you kind of get addicted to saving money, and not in any sort of frugal or restrictive way, but it just changes your mindset. Outside of this no buy year challenge too, I've saved a lot of money, and in fact it's the most money that I've ever saved within a 12-month period. And when you pair that with investing and making your money go further and finding new ways to make money, it's actually a lot of money. It's changed my life this year, and I can hand on heart honestly say that. And finally, my third learning from this process is that I value things a lot more. I wasn't completely strict with myself this year, as that would have made me miserable, and as I've mentioned in my previous videos, I believe in living a life of abundance and not lack. However, the stuff that I did spend on, I actually really value and I use and I cherish, and this is in high contrast to things that I previously would have bought that would have ended up in my cupboard and a distant memory, not to mention the impact on the environment. The money that I did save last year, I'm not going to blow it all on stuff this year. I'm actually putting it towards a really special cause to me that you'll find out in about like 6 to 8 weeks, so stay tuned. And you know, this is a really good challenge to set yourself if you're saving for something big. It really, really does. Okay, that's it for this video, and this is my first video of the year, so if you made it to the end of this video, thank you very much. Firstly, you're a real one, I appreciate you, and second, Happy New Year! If you fancy a challenge this year, I highly recommend doing a no buy year. You don't have to do it for all the categories I did, you can pick fewer ones or even more if you want to, and you know, we're only like the third week into January, it's not too late to start. And if you do go on one, let me know how you get on. From the bottom of my heart, I wish you nothing but the best for 2022. Wishing you and your loved ones a happy and healthy new year filled with abundance. This is going to be your best year yet. I can just feel it.